welcome to Tassa Springs, our beautiful city in Vanilla City Skylines. Last time out, we got started on this little area here, our government park, where the government of Tassa Springs resides, and with its own little mixed zoning, well, mixed in the sense that it's normal zoning and green city zoning's suburban little district. And thank you so much for the wonderful support on this episode. It seems like you guys really enjoyed it, which is good. So thank you so much. And thank you for all the wonderful suggestions as well. We got quite a few, and we're going to utilize all of them. Today's episode, we are going to focus our attention to this little spot over here, where we're going to take a suggestion from Jared and extend our little shopping hotel district over here. So how do we make high density leisure and tourism look good? Well, this is how. Keep watching and you'll see. No, that's good. That's what we're going to experiment with today. And we're going to utilize some of this palette that we already have here with some high density green cities as well, matched into it, and maybe talk about some unique buildings, maybe the I believe it's called like the modern shopping mall. In the best of Tassa Springs styles, we are going to start with removing a cemetery. So we'll grab our collapsed building here and hit play, and then we'll wait for that to collapse so that we can delete it. To anybody who were buried there, on behalf of Tassa Springs, we do apologize. You will be relocated to another temporary churchyard. We are also going to have to fix this at some point. These does need to be changed over to offices, mainly because they can't handle the noise from this train station. Over here, it's sort of they're sheltered a little by the offices here. But let's get into it over here. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is prepare this. I've removed the trees over here real quick to get some space. Is that another bear? Is that a moose? That's a moose. That's a pretty derpy looking moose. You would have seen the new Tassa Springs logo with the bear. Maybe we should have changed it to a moose. Anyways, you can do your thing. Watch out for the bears, though. There can be bears here. You might get eaten. What was the saying? Yeah, what we want to do is sort of prepare the terrain, the connections, and a start of a road layout, perhaps. So I know we have this ring road, the national highway coming in here, right? We also have dead people over here. They'll get picked up. That's okay. We also have this arterial road right here, which we'll smooth this out a little bit. That's a big dent in the road, but that's going to come around and sort of head into downtown through some other connections. But it's also going to head into the area at a different level and actually come over and across the river over to this spot right here, right? So these can come from here and then come into this area over here. And then this arterial, which comes from the original overcharged overpass over here, is going to go directly into the downtown area, which will in future episodes be placed here. Speaking of future episodes, at some point we do need to go around and like fix our services, because death care, for instance, is detrimental in the city. As you can see, these guys are emptying and full, and we just don't have enough. We also need somewhat of a traffic fix and a big detailing time, I would say. Lots of empty space that needs, detailing. For example, the cat ratio banks. However, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna do a detailing, city fixing services live stream. So if you want to see that, hit the subscribe button so we can get there and have a fun time in the live stream detailing all this up. However, I'm gonna go and prepare the landscape here. Prepare this road connection, that bridge, and this road connection, and I'll jack this key over, and we will have actually a layered key. So I'll jump into a time lapse and get everything done. I'll show you a trick for keys where you don't have access to water, and I'll show you that in the time lapse. So let's get to it. All right. And we have a road layout. So we're connected through this arterial here that, is connected to this highway. It runs through this little shopping district here and goes up and now over the river as well into this little district right here. Now, unfortunately, it was like a fifth of a grid off the bridge here. We're just going to decide that Tassa Springs didn't want to remove this rock. So they just made the road snake a little bit. I now also see that we do need to just really quickly change it over to these trees. I absolutely love this bridge. The reason being is that the pedestrians will actually walk in the center here, I think, which is kind of neat to see. And plus it has trees in the middle. It's just a nice road. So if we look down here, it seems like we have a very complicated road network with a lot of different layers of height. And I'm loving the look of this. Like, imagine, once we have buildings down here, we'll see cars here, here, and up here. It's gonna be amazing. But that's the general sort of layout. We of course do want these guys to have connections to the ring road, but we'll get to that, I think, a little bit later. We're actually going to place in the centerpiece of this whole build, which is going to be a shopping center, which is going to sit here, right by this, where we place this little key, which we placed on here because I wanted a little park, right? A little park with some stairs that will go up to the mall, which is going to be situated about here, right? And then we'll have some green belt underneath this bridge right here. It's going to look fantastic, all right? And it should be lined with the grids. So let's just get right straight to it. All right, so we'll grab our landscaping tool here and we'll just give ourselves a good amount of space. Something like this should be good. Let's see, do we want to just remove some of these trees and bushes? We'll put our own in afterwards. I speak English. Anyways, the shopping center that I am looking at, I don't actually remember. It's like I think it's a level 2 or 3. This one. Yes, it's this one. And I kind of wanted to sort of be situated like, well, actually this angle is pretty good. So let's see what we can figure out. All right, we'll start with a little road and we'll come onto the road guideline of this. And I think we should be able to, let's measure this 320. If we then come out by another 320 here, that should give us a perfect 45-degree angle road onto which we can place our mall. Perfect. Let's see. Do we want it maybe a little bit closer? I think so. I think we want it, imagine if we're on this road, I think I want that to be here. So let's move it over a little bit. Which shouldn't be, this should not be too hard. I think we'll stay on this road guideline. Let's come off here and maybe we'll come down to about here with it. Let's see what we think about this placement. Now this is a good showcase of the importance of asset placement, right? You have to place it and then look from the different angles. And I like that a lot better, right? It's a lot more central when you're coming over the bridge here. From down here, you can see it, right? This is an important piece. And from up here, you can also see it, of course. And I think we'll have a whole bunch of parking out front, of course, which we may, or on the side here. And it's going to be interesting to see if we will have room for that. Because we would need, I actually don't think so. Oh, will you, without snapping to that, it was there and I clicked away. Ooh, I think we just about have enough space. It kind of did a weird thing with the grid right there, but that's okay. It's exactly 4 that we're looking for. We pause the game real quick. So there's a very specific parking asset that I'm looking for, which is not the one that I usually put in. And oh, it's perfect. It's the Edison hypercharger. So it's a 4x2 or 2x4, depending on if you're upside down or right side up, which is under the Green Cities district. With Find It, you can't find it. Which is strange, but you cannot. So we'll grab our... Did I just put a park district on it? I did, didn't I? Indeed I did. Let's not do that. We want a normal district. Cool. Are we still zoned? Yes, we are. And then under districts, we'll throw the organic and local produce only. And for now, I think we'll just remove the district name there. And, you know, once we're connected up, that should help out. Cool. Now, we need just a little bit more on this side. If we not actually want this and this. There you go. Perfect. And also perfect. Cool. And I think we want to have some parking up here as well. Let's take a look if we have the correct measurements. We do not. So what we'll do is have a path there. And we'll do this. Then we'll have a path and some trees, and it's going to look amazing. So this will go into the detailing time lapse, or the detailing palette, excuse me. And I think we'll use the trade school path. It has a good look to it. So let's put one down here. Yeah, very nice. And then let's pick a nice looking jacaranda, right? Yeah, and then maybe we can talk about the usage of a hedge instead of a fence, which is something that I haven't done too much in this city yet. Only over by the cafe, so we can, you know, sort of use these hedges as natural fences, if you will. We may clean this up in the detailing time lapse, but you get the idea, right? And then on this side, to the extent possible, with, you know, this going on here, I think a plaza or a little city park would make the most sense. So we'll come into our districts, and this time we will paint a park area over this side. Okay, it's not going to be a park cheese. We're not going to be making money off of it. The snapping around these keys can be very, very, let's call it interesting. Like it wants to snap to all kinds of crazy things. But I'll show you sort of the palette that I have in mind. Because we have this wonderful, which won't snap to the, there it is. Will you? Snap to that path. Yeah, you see, this is what I was talking about with the snapping around these keys. It wants to snap to all kinds of crazy things. And not to that path, but that's okay. We'll make it snap to the road instead, and it's still gonna look fantastic. Yeah, very good. And then we of course have a whole thing with the landscaping here to deal with, because that, I think that's this path. Yes, it was. Oh man, city skylines and landscaping. It's a world to be reckoned with. Now, what you can do here in order to, you know, make it look like the people are actually walking about these stairs is put a path on, you know, under the staircase. It does mean that they will phase under it, but they do that anyways. When the Sims actually use the stairs, they like phase under it and then they teleport up to here and then they walk over it. It's kind of funny. But with that, we can sort of have a mini park going on down here as well. Now, in order for this to actually be operational, we of course need to hook it up. So we need it to be connected to this road down here, to the circle road, ring road is the word I was looking for, the national highway here, and to this arterial coming through here. We're also going to need to connect it up to the train. And I'm having musings about pulling in the inner city track here. Now there is a bug which I don't know if they've fixed yet, where you actually cannot. Yeah, see, I'm clicking. I don't know, and it won't unclick. Not sure if there's a mod that fixes that, but it's been like this for a few months, and they just haven't fixed it. I'm not sure. There are tons of community posts, Reddit posts, and about it, but I don't want intercity change trains on this station, so I want to be able to, you know, unclick that. The only way that I've been able to not get intercity trains on that station is by splitting up the stations. Now the problem is, if we put a train station here and connect it to the city network and the inner city network, then the inner city trains will inadvertently come through that station and still go over to this station. So I'm not really sure if I want to pull that in yet, or if we want to have a separate station for them over here. But we will eventually put a train station over here. That was like 9 minutes of me saying that we want a train station here. How many times can you say train station in a row without messing it up? Put that in the comments below. Where were we? Right, connections. So let's jump into a really quick short little time lapse of me fidgeting about with the train to get the train station in here, to connect it up with a mini intersection service intersection here that connects everything up through this mall right here. And then we'll continue with the tourism and leisure and high-rise hotels down here after that. All right, while I was laying the metro track, I noticed that the underground metro track is actually flying in the air. I'm not really sure what happened here. How am I gonna... I think maybe I need to restart the game. What? I've never seen this before. That's the Lonegram Larsen exchange, I believe. Yeah, because then that would be the... If you've ever seen this before, let me know. However, while the game figures that out, we've created the connections that are needed, right? So we have the big road connected up to the ring road here. The ring road is connected up down here, and there's a slip road into this area right here. The ring road is also connected through here into there. But I am going to restart the game while it figures this out. So I'll be right back. All right, well that fixed it. Restarted the game. Now it's working. The underground tracks are indeed underground, and the overground stuff is overground. Not quite sure what happened there. However, the metro is hooked up now, right here next to the train station. The road layout is, well, almost done. And so let's get into placing some assets, shall we? Or you know, working on the actual thing. This took a long time to sort of set up, and you know, let's hope it works. We'll see once traffic starts coming. But I think we can hit play here and come over ground. And we need to, you know, keep an eye on all of this, because these are not the assets that we want here. We want the parking, and I think yes. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, over here, I have in mind that we want to continue sort of this theme a little bit, right? The blocks of shopping, as well as this theme with some green cities residential, and we can do that in layers, right? So as in we'll select, you know, this layer here, we'll have some blocks of stuff in this sort of, in that space, and then up here we'll have, you know, some other things in this sort of space. And we can even, you know, up here have some other stuff, so that we have, you know, some organic layers of depth and height, right? This is a big drop right here, but it'll work out. Everything will be just fine. Now, let's see what we can do here. Let's come up to ground level and without road guidelines. So let's see. I'm thinking in this sort of space here is going to be earmarked for some high density residential, some green cities. So we'll come back to that. Right here, I want a block of, okay, that didn't want to be on the grid. What if we do it here instead? A block of high density. Interesting. So let's pause it real quick and we'll fix that. Will you play ball there? Yes, there you go. Probably a road guideline that messed that up. So we can hit play again. Now we're gonna work a heap with micro districts right here, because every asset that I have in mind has a specific district. For instance, this one right here is going to be we'll remove the name first of all, and we'll put this to modern city center. Then we'll grab our high density and not zone it out like that, but give it 2 4x4s for now, and we'll let that grow in. That is what creates these. All right, these are modern city center buildings. Then, as we saw the road being a little bit weird here, let's push this back a little bit, and then let's grab a road and put it in right here. And on that little block, we'll take another district like so. We'll try not to mess up the other districts too much. And on that one, we're going to put the green cities specialization. And I think there's a 3x3, I believe it is. Let's check it out. I believe it's a 3x3 that I'm looking for. That's gonna, you know, turn out something like, where are you? Something like these. What is this? Oh, it's a 2x3. Okay, so let's do that. So 2x3, and let's do them like so. All right. And then we can, if we want, possibly pull this in here as well without too much trouble. Is that going to cause all kinds of weirdness? It is, so it's okay. Let's just offset these a little bit. That's a better looking road. So then we'll put this one in here like so, and we can have little paths running in here. Equal to this one, we can zone this one out, and then we'll take a look at, you know, what it looks like. This may complain about the noise here, but we'll see what happens. And then, of course, this is leisure and hotels. So we'll do some of that down here, right? So again, very sort of specific zoning that I'm looking for here. If we come into our districts and paint another district, on this part of the road here, we're going to remove the name here. So highlight the name, hit space, and then hit enter. And we're not going to give it a style here just now. We are going to give it the specialization of tourism, right? Because that's where the hotels come up. And then again, you know, we'll do some specific zonings and let the assets grow in, choose the ones we want, delete the ones we don't like. For instance, these we like. We know this is the one we want. Both of these actually. With the modern city center, it's quite easy to control it, all right? So we'll do the same here. I'll wait for the right ones to grow in, and then we'll be right back. Something like this, right? So we're starting to see that slow increase in height. We can hit play again. So I actually had to... Oh, you're building. Okay, cool. I had to rethink this a little bit. So these are leisure, right? And this as well. So a little club, a hotel. This is also a hotel, but it's in the modern city center. So that I had to drag this district over, and you can see it. If we open it up, it's a lot of little districts, right? So here we have leisure, and then modern city center. We may even break this up and put some tourism in here to sort of mix and match the whole thing. Tell you what, this is tourism right here. We may just drag this out to about here. I'm not too afraid of the tourism. I'm not too afraid of just, you know, kind of zoning out like so, just because there are not a lot of assets and they're not huge. None of them are like super ugly in my opinion. Whereas I think they need water. Whereas in the tourism, tourism, there are some very, very ugly assets, and none of these are the ones that we want. Are we green cities? Yeah, you should not be doing anything but green cities. Oh well, it'll just take its time. Let's give these guys some water. They want some. Like I said, this is giving sort of the view that we want, right? It's big, but it's not blocking the view completely to the shopping center, which is sort of the border into the downtown, right? And what are you in the green cities? Multimedia center, right? It's because I actually clearly I wasn't paying attention. That's the residential green cities I put on. That's the one we want, the local and organic produce. If you've screamed about that, I heard you, just a lot later. So we'll take that one off. There you go. That should do it better. All right. Let's see what happens with that. So I'm liking this, right? These were not exactly the assets that I wanted, so we'll take those out. You, not a chance. Oh, shoot. It's because you're actually not covered in this. Cool. Let's see. I like you. You're fine. What more do we want? Do we want a little building in here? I think we do. I think we do want a little hotel. So let's see if we can't fit that in. It doesn't really matter if it's low density or high density, but we'll grab quite a large one there. And then let's see what comes in. So are we more happy with what comes in over here? I am happy with this one. And I think I want a small one there as well. I see some parking, so that's the one we want. Hypercharger. There you go. Not you, 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 and not you. So this is what parking in vanilla is. Whack-a-mole, which is a term I heard the first time used by Joy Built Cities. By the way, go watch her channel for great City Skylines content. All right, I actually don't want this one. It's facing the wrong way, so we will control that by deleting that road. So I'm gonna sit and watch this and make sure the right asset comes in, and then, like always, be right back. All right, so it's actually this one. They do need to level up. I think level 5 is the one that I'm looking for, if I remember correctly. Why did I historicalize? Oh, I didn't. Okay, yeah, you're not the correct one. Are you? Oh, you need to be historicalized. There you go. So as these level up, hit level 5, they'll be the correct correct buildings. Why are you that unhappy? Do we have issues with like land value? Which is land value. It's like, all right. We placed a little public library next to the downtown, or the resort hotel, excuse me, with some high density commercial and some offices over here. So these are commercial, and then here are some offices, a little bit of office just to mask the noise, right? So these are also offices here, and that should mean that the noise coming from here, yeah, it's not too bad. The noise from here is pretty bad, but we'll see how they fare. And of course, we have these open spaces here, so we can discuss the detailing palette a little bit here, right? Where we can place sort of a little path network in here. But yeah, so far so good. It's a pretty decent looking little hotel resorts here and there, right? We can also see what would happen if we, in this district, zone some smaller things, right? Like these sizes right here. Maybe even be so bold as to check this district with, okay, this one. Pull it on the back of this. Let's see if it'll like it. Okay. And maybe put a little bit of zoning in here, like so, and see what comes up in that area right there, right? Cool. Any more parking? Yes. Okay, you're already historical. You're not. You're new. Cool. You can go away. So here we are. Just slight, you know, keep going with the building of, or the increasing height, right, to over here. We can even take a look at what would come if we grab this district and pull it all the way up to here, right? And then we zone these out. That's a strange zoning. Not quite sure what happened there. Let's rework that. And we'll zone these out like so. And we'll see what comes in these little blocks here, right? Of hotels and whatnot. Oh yeah, we were doing this up here. Let's move you over a little bit so you're not in the way. And you as well. Just to make a grand entrance. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun to decide on the chapters on this episode, because we're just kind of all over the place here. I wonder if you would actually fit in. Yeah, I think so. Let's change it for these. So I like that one better. Where are you? This one, the chessboard. Do we not have the... Oh, of course we don't. Yeah, let's put some chessboards here. Why not? Big and bulky asset, right? But we'll let these guys grow in. And while they do that, we'll jump into a detailing time lapse where we will fill in some more of this. We'll grab the path and connect that up and basically detail up the rest of this area. So let's jump into it, and then I'll see you afterwards. done with this part at least. You may not have seen all the detailing because it was a lot. Placing a lot of rocks and placing a lot of bushes took a long time, but it was very, very enjoyable. I think detailing and this part is one of my favorite parts of the game. So we finished up this little area here, right, with some pier restaurants, some jet ski rental. I mean, the drop here is immense, but that's just, we'll just have to deal with it. It's just a City Skylines thing. A lot of different layers of height, which I thoroughly enjoy, a little bit of modern art here, but it is what it is. It's good to see it's getting a good amount of use. People are actually walking on the quay, which is fantastic. We have a, large bridge going over, lower bridges going under other bridges. It's fantastic, right? Lots of parking with the Edison Hypercharger, and of course the big shopping mall here in the center, with some big bulky hotels and some smaller bars and clubs scattered around. Lots of trees, bushes, rhododendron, and of course our little custom built park area in here with a little food van, a little corner shop, right? And people will be walking up and down here at some point. We do have a little bit of ugliness there, but we'll fix that at some other point. I believe it might be the corner of this that's causing that. But it's nice to see that people are walking on these quays. It's wonderful. Very good. Very, very nice. Let's take a look at some nighttime goodness as well. Lots of different colors of light. I'm really enjoying this. Such a pretty area, right? Starting from all the way over here, actually, where we have some Green Cities residential, right? The theme park is having a firework party over there. Some leisure or tourism with the nightlife and some pretty colors, right? It's actually reflecting on this. That's super nice. That's a nice little detail. Yeah, I'm really happy how this turned out. It's so good. It's so nice. With plenty of walkability. We also did connect in the tram and the metro and the train. They're all stopping here now. We see one train actually has just arrived. Another tram is going away. This tram is running here all the way through all of this. You see one here as well, and it's the same that goes down on the front here. This one, it's the same line. We also have a few bus stops scattered around here and there. Very nice. It's well connected, meaning less cars, of course. That also means that the parking lots are mainly empty, but it is what it is. Chessboard action, a little back path down. Of course, it's not finished yet because, this will continue this way into the actual big boy downtown over here. And there's another moose and a bear. Oh my God. That's a moose and that's a bear. I wonder if they will fight. We'll leave them to it. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's so nice. It's so good. Plenty of use. There we see a little bus right there. This intersection might get quite busy, but we'll see how it works. Should be all right. But yeah, let me know what you think of this area. Any feedback, suggestions, everything is welcome. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and you want to follow along on the amazing journey of Tassa Springs as we grow into a bigger and bigger city every time. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or night. Bye-bye.